Hello there, folks. I promised you the second part to this Armageddon series, and you guys have been so great with the likes and views on that series. So we're going to finish up here and try to escape from this horrifying area. A jungle full of orcs set to destroy us. We're going to have to fall back to these zones across the bridges, guys, and hopefully that will be enough to save the rest of our legion. Now I'm going to grab the Basilisk, the tank, all of these guys, and send them full speed ahead, but I will keep some of these Steel Legion conscripts. After all, that's what they're for. And we're going to leave them sort of back here to try and stop the orcs and potentially give us a visual on the orcs too. I'm also going to repair some of these units. As for the Rattling Snipers, I'm actually thinking I might keep them here just for an additional turn. Let's get some replacements there. Shame on me, I was using the heal and not replacements. Let's keep moving. You know what? I'll leave the Basilisk here one more turn. And we'll push with the rest. So pretty much everybody else, get the hell out of here. Get across that bridge, men. We can go ahead and replace some of these guys too. Not everybody's going to be able to escape. As you know, some have to sacrifice themselves. I think that's going to be pretty much it. We'll also take this Steel Legion infantry. We're going to be following these guys, but for all we know, the orcs will be coming up this highway here. You know what? We should probably also move the Steel Legion fire support pretty soon. File support. Steel Legion file support. I wouldn't recommend it. I give it 1 star. Let's see. Basilisk. Yeah, I think these guys are going to stay behind. Pretty much. Well, we see nothing, which is even more horrifying. And there we go. So I think, yeah, leaving these guys here maybe was a good idea. It's sort of a hornet's nest that we could use to attack the orcs before they get to the bridges at all. But let's see if that actually works. Gonna have to unleash some pain here. Alright, let's go for it. First off, the Basilisk. And after that, we'll start evacing. This almost reminds me of the Americans leaving Vietnam at the end of the Vietnam War, that last day where they're just scrambling. We're going to try to do some damage to the orcs, but we're not necessarily going to stop to fire. And actually, these shooter boys could potentially do more damage to us than we could to them. Let's soften up the shooter boys a little bit there. And here's what I'll do. I'm just going to keep moving. I don't think there's any point in getting tangled up with a bunch of orcs. Same with this guy. I could get him some replacements, but I think we'll wait for that. And it looks like even from here, our sniper gets a pretty good shot. But let's get those replacements in his unit. Same with the mortar. And really make this just a brutal location for the orcs. Alright, time to use some Hellstrike missiles here. And we're just going to keep on pushing with the tanks. I could give 1 shot. Would make it easier for the rest of our men, so I'll make that happen. Leman Russ will go ahead, fire away, and even at this distance, he can use his las cannon, which is pretty surprising. Get him back up to 30, and the first across will be the Salamander Scout. Alright, folks, the rest of these guys, we just have to keep on pushing. Especially after firing the Basilisk. We definitely want to save things like the Basilisk and the Leman Russ, if we can. Alright, guys, end the turn. Here we go. Let's see if the orcs have any more armor. Oh boy. Oh, they absolutely crushed that fire position. Wow. Yeah, the orcs are on us, boys. I mean, they completely destroyed our fire support in the trenches. I did not expect that to go down so fast. I think we should definitely target the knobs here. I mean, knobs are orc nobles. That's actually what knobs actually are. They're orc nobles. And they're quite good. So even the sniper here is kind of pathetic. Let's get the hell out of there with the rattling snipers. Open fire. No, you see, even opening fire at the knobs here is not going to do much. So instead, I'm going to send this Leman Russ this way. Let's take a shot at the knobs here. And really, the only reason I'm actually firing at the knobs and not the shooter boys is we simply get more kills on them. They can both do quite a lot of damage to us. Of course, the knobs can do more. Man, it's a tough one. I think we leave the Steel Legion infantry back here to get killed. Or we try to save them. We can push over here to the building. We'll have a little bit more defenses in the building. So let's do that. Might as well also soften them up even more. Bring that Basilisk out. And even the Leman Russ, I'm starting to think maybe we could just go ahead and hold. But I don't think so. I think we're going to follow orders and get to this location as fast as possible. They're on top of us, boys. Give them hell. Yeah, I don't think we're going to fare well against the knobs. We could try and fall back, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We could also use the Vulture gunship here, but I'd rather use it against these guys. And see if we can't entirely wipe out a unit here of shooter boys. There we go. Alright, good. We're out of here, guys. Our men are definitely getting out of here quickly. Look at that. The Basilisk can still move. Pretty impressive. But this area is going to be completely overrun. I can see why the commander ordered us across the river. I think that mortar unit just did so well there. I love that ability they have of the reactionary shots. But what we're going to do is bring them over here and see if we can't knock out this group of knobs. They're about to destroy our unit. I can actually go ahead, get some replacements. Not all the replacements, but it's a start. And I'm just going to make this like a mini Stalingrad. I'm just going to hold out in this area and hopefully really knock down the enemy numbers. Real big fail, Ratlings. Come on now. Now what I'll do with the Leman Russ is actually move it back here. And it looks like we get a shot, another shot here with the Basilisk, but I'm not sure if we should target this unit. We could definitely destroy it. But then again, you know, maybe we should target the units that still have some men in them. They're going to be a bit of a challenge. I can't help myself. One dead group of orc knobs. I'll take it. And from this distance, these knobs can't fire back at our Vulture gunship, so we'll let them have it. Alright, guys. Across the river we go. Beautiful. And as soon as our infantry get in here, they can actually occupy these areas, these fortifications. Fingers crossed, lads. Oh, that's not good. Now, as long as we can keep them occupied here, maybe that's a good thing. At this point, we immediately get into those fortifications. 1, and we'll get into 2 very soon. That infantry really wants to get out of this area, and I can't blame them. But we still have some artillery support. Just imagine being one of these guys on the front line. At least you know you've got arty support, you've got snipers watching over you, you've got a Lehman Russ tank. I would feel a little safe. Obviously not very. But there we go, we got them full replacements. And let's see how we do against the knobs here. I'm also really tempted to shoot at the Grot Mega Tank. That thing is not something we're going to be able to stop. And let's just see, out of curiosity, can we get reinforcements here? You know what? We're going to force the enemy to take out our mortars. I think it's only right. And we'll push the Lehman Russ over here. I think it's time to get this Basilisk out of here, but not before I fire one last parting shot to these orcs. You know what? Let's hit this unit. I'm getting a feeling about it. There we go. Let's go. Might be a good time to bring the Gulcher, really, Agrippa? The Vulture gunship back. And maybe we can even thin the herd a little bit more. I was really tempted to bring back the tank and the Basilisk, but that's a mistake. That was the most pathetic shot I've seen yet from the Grot tank. Not any damage, really. One single guy got killed. Now, the Mega Tank is a different story. Still think this is the right move. Just because we keep the enemy focused on this area here. And not on the actual important points. But they did just kill our poor rattling snipers. Alright. How are we going to handle this? We've got a group of knobs crossing that bridge. I see that as a bigger threat than these guys. Even though we could wipe them out with one shot, I say we get back over here and try to thin the herd. But first, let's fire with the Basilisk, make sure we can get some range damage first. And this way, maybe they won't be able to do as much damage to our Vulture gunship. In fact, I'm even going to bring out our Salamander to fight, if he's able to, the Salamander Scout. But first, I'll push forward with the Lehman Russ. And he's going to get everything, the battle cannon, the las cannon, and the heavy bolters right in his face. Alright, the return fire was pretty effective, although not surprising. And let's see if the Salamander Scout can get a shot too. Wow, I usually really hate this vehicle, but an autocannon and a heavy bolter definitely do quite a good job at raking a bunch of enemy units off a bridge. Not awful for a Salamander Scout. Let's move this guy in here. And we're pretty much ready to end the mission. If we can just hold these points, then I believe victory is ours. Let's end that turn. I mean, we're doing everything we can at this point. I think we've got it down here, but again, we have to hold 4 more turns. So you know what? Since we can fire with the Basilisk, look at that range. We're going to do just that with the Earthshaker cannon. Goodbye, knobs. Alright, let's end that turn, folks. We could also purchase some new units, and considering we have the space for them, I'm thinking that's not such a bad idea. I've never used a Destroyer or a Thunderer. Let's try. The thing is that the Lehman Rush Vanquisher is really a better tank. Let's go with the Vanquisher. Could do something against that Grot tank, hopefully. In fact, we'll bring in 2. We've got the cash for it. Let's go all out. Next, I'll try to get a mortar and put him over here. Oh, look at those Gretchen. I just saw them. Hold out for the Emperor, boys. Alright, interesting, very interesting. I thought that was a pretty good move by the AI to get off the bridge and save that unit. We're going to hold our position, thank you very much. And also I'm going to bring this Vulture gunship back and try to repair it next turn. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that a Salamander Scout is just as good as an Orc light tank. Alright, folks, let's take a look over here where we just purchased a bunch of Leman Russes and see if we can't get rid of the Grot Mega Tank here. I think that thing is dead. I might give the glory of the kill to our mortar, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the job done. Nope. It's going to have to leave it up to the other Leman Russ. Now, that is one vehicle I did not expect to destroy, so that's pretty cool. I'm also going to push this tank a little closer to our city. And if I can get these guys replacements, that's exactly what I am going to do. Of course, you would not want to be a replacement for this unit. This is a pretty terrifying situation. Same for this one. And we can't really do much to the knobs in those buildings. They just have very good cover. I'll fire either way, but it's not going to get us much. $19. We've spent all of our coins, all of our precious gold. This makes sense. They're sending the Gretchen first. That's always sort of the meat shield for the rest of the orcs. So I might just ignore the Gretchen and fire at the units behind it. I'm not sure if that's going to make a huge difference, but we might as well try anything we can. So the Ard boys with Sluggas are going to be devastating in close combat. So are the Nobs. Let's fire at the Nobs. They're already damaged. Let's see if we can repair this Vulture gunship. No, we really can't. We just don't have the points for it, folks. We also don't have the points for our mortars, so at the very least, no, we're not going to attack with them. That would be bad. But let's try to take out this group of Nobs just because they are the closest to our actual objective point here. Come on, Steel Legion conscripts, prove yourselves. Nope. Alright, the Vanquisher came through with the Vanquish. That's exactly what we needed. I'm going to push this tank over here, and let's see. Again, we're not going to be able to repair these men or replace them. That just isn't happening. But we could still cause some damage here with our tank. Let's get rid of their light tank here. Cause some casualties to the orcs, but, you know, honestly, in terms of orcs, causing casualties is like brushing a flea off a horse. It doesn't matter to them how many men they lose. They're going to keep attacking. Let's thin the herd of the Gretchen, why not? Actually, you know what? I want the Gretchen to push forward. It was a little more effective than I anticipated. Oh my goodness, helicopters, what? Death choppers, I believe. Deathcopters, yes. Deathcopters and a Deathcopter with a buzzsaw. We definitely don't want these things getting... We definitely don't want these things getting closer. I know that was the worst pun ever, and that's why I made it. Oh, here we go. It's not looking good for these guys. We'll remember you, Steel Legion. Now, of course, with the flamethrowers, they're simply burning us out of these ruined settlements. Must be absolutely terrifying. But just 2 more turns, folks. That's it. Just 2 more turns. If we can make it that long, then we have won this scenario. No matter the losses. I would have loved to help these boys, but you know what was more important, and that was destroying that unit. I'm also going to fall back here with the mortar. It's just going to be pretty much a roadblock, so I'm going to force the enemy to, of course, have to take it out to pass. But I'll also try to bring the Basilisk forward to be useful in the next round. Wow, those flamers are pretty tough, the Burna Boys. Only managed to kill 3 of them with a tank attack. That is not good. I want to see if we can't wipe out these shooter boys completely. And look at that. We might be able to destroy these Deathcopters totally. I'm not sure which is more important to destroy, the Deathcopter with a buzzsaw or the Deathcopter. But since this has rocket launchers and a buzzsaw, and this just has rocket launchers, I think the obvious choice is right here. Again, just trying to thin the herd there. That's all I want to do. As long as we can keep that going and they keep this formation, we don't even need to destroy the Grot tank. We can pretty much just let it sit there on the bridge and stop any of the other units from moving. It was nice knowing you men. You too. They finally completely took our buildings from us. But I think we put up a very brave fight. Have to be some credits in there for these men's families for sure. Now it's going to be, of course, a push across the bridge, really a race against time. We'll focus on the Burna Boys. Because they are the biggest threat right now. Although I have to say the Ard Boys with Sluggas look pretty vicious too. But it's just a single turn, guys. That's all we have to hold out for. And I think we've got this one. Ooh, very sneaky. They're trying to get across the lake here. Or this river, rather. This polluted river. Alright, this is it. Can we make it happen? I think we can. Try to move this tank back and save him. Again, we're not just going to throw away our troops willy-nilly. We will try to save them if we can. And we will try to maximize casualties. So let's push him back. Now the Lehman Russ, he might have to sacrifice it for the rest of the team. Fire away. That Def Cop is not going to be a problem anymore. And you know what? Now that we're this close, we might as well get a few extra points there. That's going to be it, guys. We got the victory. Pretty cool. I'm pleased with that outcome for sure. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. As always, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. And especially let us know if you want to see some more Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon battles in the future. And what side you want to see us play as. Maybe next time we'll play as the Orcs. Catch you later, folks.